Back to episode 8 of the 7-11 series, and in this one we will just be talking about how you should be transitioning into your 3x3 stage after doing your adduction. And so, just as a standard 3x3 solve should be, your F12 should be pretty pauseless, and this is also easier to do on a 4x4 because you have some time during your last edges to look ahead, or for maybe your last 2 or last 3 edges, to look ahead into your F12 pairs and to see which one you can start working on first. On bigger cubes, you might sometimes find it uncomfortable to do algorithms or to solve F12 pairs using your non-dominant hand. And in bigger cubes cases, you can do a Y2 to do your algorithms with your right hand instead. But on a 4x4, I feel that in most cases, doing stuff with your left hand should be pretty comfortable for most people, and it's also quite important to be able to do that so that you don't end up having to do rotations, and even in your last 8 edges, you can insert things into the back right and back left. For parity algorithms, since they're just an additional few seconds that you have to add to your time every once in a while, it's important to make sure you draw your algorithms so that they're smooth and you're happy with the finger tricks you have, and you can do them quickly. So if you're someone, maybe you would want to aim for a sub 4.5 second OLR parity and a sub 3 second PLR parity, and if you're aiming for sub 40, sub 3 and sub 2 should be good for you. Another important thing is to be able, or to learn to be able to recognize whether you have OLR parity or not, even before you finish solving your last F12 pair. And this is really useful so that you can go straight into your OLR parity without having to pause to see if you have any or not. And this might sometimes get quite hard, especially when your F12 pair is all over the place. But with experience and time, you'll be able to know whether you have OLR parity or not. And you can definitely count the number of oriented edges you have and all that, but normally this kind of counting is subconscious and not really a conscious thing that you have to do every single solve. So my advice is just let your instinct take over and your intuition to know whether you have OLR parity or not. Another thing you might want to look out for your algorithms in OLR and PLL are to optimize the way you finger trick them for bigger cubes like 4x4, 5x5, and even beyond. So for example, the wiper, when I do it on a 3x3, it looks like this. And then I kind of grab my thumb at the back and then push up for the F prime. So let me do that again. My finger comes down here, then I pull back. But on a 4x4, I changed the finger tricks quite a bit. So I start off the same way, but for this F prime, I don't do that. I just move with my thumb. And then the last one as well, I don't grab anything at the back. I just do the R and then do the F prime. So it looks a bit more choppy, but it definitely works better for a 4x4. Some of the algorithms that you want to use might have to change as well. So for example, your if you do end perms on a 3x3, like using the RUD ones, you might want to switch them to the RUF ones because they're much easier to finger trick on a 4x4 than having to do D moves. So for the most part, you just need to go through your algorithms, or even during your solves, if you find any one too hard to do or like a bit awkward to finger trick, you might want to just swap it out with something much easier. And for the most part, RUF algorithms are better for bigger cubes. Yeah, so that's about it for this video, and if you have any questions, leave them below and I'll get back to them. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.